Alright, I'm with the little Maytag again. I'm not working on it, but last time I left you, I said I was going to try and start it, and you know, everybody just assumed, you know, oh, there's no problem, you know, Road King will start that, but I actually couldn't start it. I even had Daddy dirt bike here for a couple of hours, a little dirt bike, you know, on engine night, and we couldn't start it, you know. So usually if you can't start these things, the problem with them is, you know, it's a two-stroke, and everything has to be sealed tight. And I think this one's going to need bearings, because I don't know if you can see it or hear it, but there is a little movement. And usually, you know, you get a little movement and you're okay, but apparently not with this. So I think it's going to need bearings. And you can see it's actually leaking out of the seal here and stuff. You know, when I tried to start it, you could actually see fuel, you know, seeping out of the seals, and once you see that, you know, it's really no good. So it's going to need bearings. And then when I put this plate on the bottom, you know, you take that off and everything. And while I had that off, I took the muffler off. And you could actually, through the ports, you could actually see the pistons in there. And one of the pistons here, I think, was broke, had a broken ring. You know, it wasn't complete. So it's going to need a lot of work. And normally I wouldn't put any money into this, but since everybody seems interested in it, and I have the support from the patrons, you know, I'm going to go ahead with it. You know, and also the spark. You know, the spark was intermittent and it was low, so I wasn't getting any fuel or spark, you know, the whole time. So I went out to the shed, and I knew I had a spare backing plate and coil. You know, so I put that on there to see if that worked. But this one's just as weak. It even says it on there. It says weak, so that wasn't any good. But while I was out there, I found one of these. This is the old one, you know, the starter clutch. So I actually had a good one, and I put that on there, so that was good. But also, while I was out there, Daddy Dirt Bike seen something up in the loft, and he said, "What's that?" And it was another Maytag, and I didn't even know I had. So this is an interesting one. Let me roll this around here. You see the way this one has a kicker? Well, this one actually has a pull start on it. You know, I don't know if I'd call these rare, but I've never even seen these at a show or anywhere else. You know, they always have the kicker. And on eBay and stuff, you can get these. All this is a flat plate with a hook in it, and just that little piece there goes for $50 on eBay. And this has, instead of the kickstart and everything, it already has a pulley, you know, to run something. So I don't know what this was. I don't know if it was a light plant or something, but this one seems to be real good. I only have one spark plug in it, and I'm turning the flywheel, and it has really good compression. And it looks like a clean engine. So this would have been the one to rebuild and clean up. But some other day. But let's get back to this, and let me show you what's going on and what it's going to take to fix this. I wrote down all the stuff. I got little notes here of what it needed and what I put in it so far. Right, the little tooth spring and everything. That was a $7 spring, you know, but I had it. And then the Kickstarter spring. You guys can't see, but there's a spring that makes this, you know, when it goes back, it'll kick back, you know. And I had a new one of them I put in there. So here's a list of all the stuff that I had in stock that I probably would never use on anything anyway. So you're talking $7 for the tooth spring, another $7 for the kicker spring, $10 for a gasket set, which I have, a condenser I had, that's $10. The wires I bought. A taper pin I had, that's $6. Spark plugs, 2 plugs, $10. I was able to find a good set. A muffler I have, that's another $10. The grommets are $7. I bought them one at a time, and I actually paid $7 for them. And the gas tank cover, right? I had a spare one of them, and luckily, if I didn't have that thing here like $30. But anyway, all the parts that I had, and the starter clutch, right? Has 25 hours, but I actually had one. So you add all of them, all that up, and the parts that I just had sitting around that are going to go into this, and that's $132 worth of parts. And normally you wouldn't put that into an engine, you know, but like I say, they would probably be sitting on the shelf till I died. So we'll put them into this. But what it still needs is, it's going to need a coil, and you can't even buy these coils anymore. I haven't been able to find one, and they were $150 for a coil, a regular Maytag coil. But like I say, they're not making them anymore. But I've seen modifications. Some guys put Briggs coils on here, but they don't work right. The engine will run, but it just won't work right. So there's another modification. It's off of a John Deere pony motor, and they say that coil is supposed to work pretty good, and you can get that for about $50. So I'm willing to try that, you know, just for the fun of it, to see how well it does work. So we're gonna have to get a coil. We'll go with $50 on that. And the bearings, you know, you could buy bearings and make them fit your own way and everything, but you know, it's a lot of work, and it's not that much cheaper than just buying a set. A set of bearings is $38. And like I said, when I had the bottom open here, it's going to need rings. Plus, I had a feeling it needed rings anyway, because it doesn't have that great a compression. You know, it has compression. You can hear it coming out the exhaust, but it's not that great. So rings are $22, and I'm going to have to buy paint, right? A can of primer, a can of green, and the decals, another $10. The paint was $10, and the gas cap, I borrowed this one off of that little guy over there, just so I wouldn't have fuel splashing all over the place. And the gas cap here that was on there, I think that's just a plug. Somebody mentioned that. That's a bung plug, you know, like off a 55-gallon drum or something. And they just happen to have a similar thread. So I'm gonna have to buy a gas cap for it. Gas cap is $20. So of all the parts I put into it myself, that's $132 worth of parts. And then the parts it still needs are $150 worth of parts. And that's not with the $150 Maytag coil, that's with the $50 John Deere coil. So you add that up, 132 or 150, you know, you're up to $282 put into this engine, and painted up and restored and everything. They're only worth $125 to $150. I mean, you see them on eBay, you know, for ridiculous prices, but I don't think they're getting them. So, like I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to repair it. I'm going to do it. Today's Friday, and tomorrow's Saturday, and we have a little engine show. We're going to have at Mike's house, and there are going to be a couple guys there that are really good with Maytags, besides Mike. You know, and I'll have them look at it, and we'll see if it's worth it, and maybe even try and start it. But like I say, even if we can't start it, you know, I'm gonna keep going forward with this. You know, and this is why the patrons give me money to do this kind of stuff. And if any of you guys want to become patrons, you know, I appreciate that. You know, it's some guys do it for $1 a video, some guys do it for $1 a month. You know, $5. It doesn't matter. You know, every little bit helps, and that gives me a chance to do this kind of stuff for you guys. So that's where we're at. So the next time I see you guys, it'll probably be, like I said, it's supposed to be a surprise party for Mike tomorrow, plus the engine show, but there's a lot of guys coming. So you won't see this video till after I'm there, and I'll probably put this up a week after that. So there we go. But before I go, there's something I want to show you guys. Let me get this off the table. All right, here's something I just got in the mail today. It's pretty cool. Came all the way from the Netherlands to the US of A. From one of my subscribers, Don Kerhoff. I hope I didn't mess your name up too bad there. It's D-A-A-N. I guess it's pronounced Don. Okay. What he sent me was first of all, it's a carburetor, Briggs carburetor, which you just threw in there. An old Briggs carb, pretty cool. But it's a license plate from the Netherlands. And you see it has NL there. It's for Netherlands. But what's cool about this is it's old, and it's not a stamp plate. It actually has raised letters, and they're I guess they're plastic letters, and they're pushed through the holes and then heated up and melted down. But it's pretty cool, and it's vintage. It's between 1951 and 65 they made this type of plate, and it's different, really cool. So we're going to put that up over here on the door, and there's a place it's going to fit right here. Whoop. It'll fit right up there, between there, and it'll leave me a little space for some kind of doohickey or something. But I appreciate that. And any other guys that I still don't have a German plate or an English plate, or I do have Ireland, but well, I'm international plates. We're trying to fill that door up, so I want to thank you, Don. I really appreciate that. All right, and you know what? You don't even know it. That's a pretty cool box. But you wrapped it in this piece of foam, and that's going to be a knee pad for Road King. So we appreciate that. All right. Like I said, next time I see you guys, it'll be probably be at Mike's house. All right. Alright, we're at Mike's house here, and he's looking at it. He's checking out spark plugs.
Yeah,
this is an engine show. I'll give you a little peek at it later, but since Mike's working on this, we'll see what's going on.
yeah. I just want to check to see what the spark looks like for the heck of it. Gap's pretty big there, buddy.
I think it's 30. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I don't know. Maybe like 20?
Not 30.
20, 25, maybe.
Really?
That's
well,
okay.
It also has a weak coil on there, I think so.
Yeah.
Here, don't forget your.
Yeah, I just want to see if it sparks at all at that 30 thousandths gap.
Did when I did it.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I
Did
saw
you?
something. Yeah. Now it might not be enough to fire under compression, but it's definitely
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
How about that one?
Well, let's see. You gonna watch that one for me?
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll turn it
Yeah.
a little bit. You see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see it there.
Huh. Well, yeah, we're getting a good constant
I'd say
spark
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good spark.
for a Maytag anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna close this gap up just a little bit, just to be safe, and clean them plugs out a little bit. And but
Okay.
they're dry as a bone, so it's not really.
Yeah, it's not really sucking anything up, Mike.
Yeah.
I know. We had Daddy Dirtbike, and he was kicking on this bitch for about 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was even squirting. He was squirting gas in there and squirting
Really?
gas
And it
down
wouldn't
there.
go with gas in there, huh?
No.
How about that? Okay. Well, I'm gonna put some oil down the cylinders and close the spark plug gap, put it back together, and see if see how it works. So how's the check? Did you put a new check valve in?
No. Well, I actually switched the check valve with 2 different other ones, and they're all good.
Okay.
So it's definitely, and it's got good gas, and it's above the filler, so
Okay.
it's all fresh.
It should go there.
It should. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless them bearings are so bad.
Yeah. But did you look at them bearings? So.
Yeah, they are bad, but
Yeah, but it's a Maytag.
oh well. We'll see. If you can't get it running, then it ain't gonna get running.
All right. Let's get to it. Hey, the Road King.
Yeah, we're at this the first annual engine show at Mike's house here. We haven't had any engine shows all year because of the coronavirus, so Mike decided to have his own. And we got a little turnout, invitation only. And I think we're going to have a birthday party here. There's Mike and Rob, Charles, and little Jonathan. And there's his honey with the cake. Let me get a look at it before everybody else. There we go. Happy birthday, Small Orange.
Happy birthday to you. Blow the candle out now. Happy birthday to you.
Blow on it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
There it is.
You don't put this back in the window, okay?
Right, buddy?
Right.
It's like looking in a mirror.
29.
Your favorite thing, chocolate.
Don't do it, son.
Mike, that was Rob's idea.
They were able to get it running. It wouldn't stay running. Are you sucking any wind in there where the gas oil is? Because that thing's a little loose, Mike. I tightened it, but I think it's sealed enough. Yeah.
And you can see it's leaking around the
Around the
crank
bearings, yeah.
It's putting though.
I think Mike, with a new set of bearings, I think it'll be okay.
It really needs a good
Good kicking,
kick to
yeah.
get going. Yeah, I mean it's trying.
Yeah. It's trying more than it was for me.
All right. So
So
yeah, I think you're right. A couple bearings, and I think I would pull them cylinders off and see what the rings look like.
Yeah, I think cylinders and rings. I think rings and bearings. I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
At least we
It's
know
got
the
good
coil's
spark.
good. Yeah.
You know, the spark's good. It's pretty reliable. We tried them plugs in another engine, so the plugs are good.
Okay. So I think we'll go ahead with it. You know, we're getting paid by the patrons. We'll give them something to
Yeah.
see what the money's going into.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So that's where we're at. Maybe we'll just go. We'll start with the bearings, and hopefully the coil's good enough to keep it running. It has a spark, and you know, that's where we're at. All right. We'll see you in the next one. All right. So we get a look at everything running here. They got the diesel wick, Bessemer there, another diesel wick. This here looks like a old Hercules Jaeger, Hercules Jaeger, same company. There's our buddy Blind John. There's the Road King's Maytag. He's having all kinds of trouble with. There's somebody's Maytag running. That's what they're supposed to look like. I don't know what that is. Maybe a Cushman. Another Jaeger. International. Steam engine shut down. Little F8s. Much forklift there. An old John Deere. They even got tractors here. You leaving? Yeah. It's the next day here, and it was a great party, man. Great food, unbelievable food. So, in conclusion here, I'm going to order a set of rings and bearings, and thankfully, you know, the coil is good enough to keep this thing running. It's weak. Might re-gap the plugs, put a real small gap on them, you know, which probably helped a whole lot, you know. And I know if anybody get it running, he'd get it running. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go put an order in now. We'll get a set of rings and a set of bearings, and we should be good. Also, if anybody has a straight kicker on this thing, and it'd be interesting to donate to the cause, get hold of me, you know, because I think it had a lot to do with the bearing failure on this, because that's quite an offset, you know, and that's just the way they made them. But they do make straight pedals, you know, for different application washing machines. I tried to find one on eBay, but right now they're not available. They had Maytag 92s, but they're completely different. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go inside now and going to order me some rings, bearings, and get me a gas cap, you know, because this is a loaner. All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.